There you go. These are the new ones. This is the old one. You can see I can literally squeeze those with my hand, no problem. And those are much stiffer. What is going on, everybody? Finally gonna get back into the YouTube videos. I know I've been promising you guys new videos for forever and just haven't been able to get anything out. I moved houses again, so it's just been crazy, hectic, trying to get settled, all that type of stuff. Finally moved in, finally got everything settled, unpacked, ready to start cranking out content again. But so today I figured let's go ahead and get the clutch springs in on the Grom. The stock clutch on this thing just sucks so bad. Like, can't even get up the driveway because the clutch is just so weak on these from factory, because it's like a 9 horsepower bike, so they don't need heavy clutches unless you're doing wheelies and doing hooligan stuff on them. But that's exactly what we're doing on the Grom, so we need heavier clutch springs. So let's do some clutch springs. If you guys check this out, this is all parts that need to be installed. Everything in here, whole bunch of stuff, a lot of maintenance for the truck and stuff like that too, but also a lot of bike parts. Here's what we're doing today: clutch springs for the Grom. Also, I'm gonna give you guys a quick sneak peek. I did buy a drift car, so I'm gonna get some drifting content up as soon as possible. I'm gonna give you a quick sneak peek. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. We'll see if anybody can guess down in the comments what type of car I got. All right, first things first, I need to get the M2 out of here. That way I have room to pull the Grom up. I know my neighbors probably already hate me at the new place. 4:45 in the morning. Sorry, neighbors. All right, sweet, and I got plenty of room. I'll get the Grom over. I'm hoping I don't have to drain the oil and I'm just gonna lay it on its side. I know that usually works with these bikes, so hopefully we'll see. There you go, where the Grom spends most of its life, on the ground. As I do with everything, I've done no research on how to do this, but I'm pretty familiar with engines, so we're just gonna tear into it and see if we can figure it out. It might just be a plastic cover too. Huh. I think that's just a plastic cover. That's so weird. I guess it's just an engine cover to keep it from like your foot rubbing up on it and making marks. That's my guess. I'm gonna go ahead and get the clutch cable disconnected too. All right, now we should be able to just pop these off. I like to loosen bolts in the in a crisscross pattern, especially if you're gonna try to reuse the gasket. It helps just keep the pressure even. Sure, the neighbors love that. That's one thing I'm not liking about my new house already is the people up here. There's less. My last house I lived at, there was a lot of dirt bikes, a lot of razors, a lot of people with toys. So it wasn't really, nobody really cared when you had toys. Oh, but here, a bunch of drift cars and a bunch of bikes and stuff. Doesn't really fit the motto for what most people are doing here. I'm hoping I don't have to take the brake off, but there's a good chance we will have to. Oh, there we go. There's just enough room to get a 1/4-inch ratchet on it. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get that ratchet on it, but it worked out. We'll see if I'll be able to get it back on. That'll be the real test. There's only a couple bolts holding this on. That might be the move to just take that off. But I'm gonna take the hardware out because I think I'm gonna have to go up and over to get it out. Like up and then slide it up like that. I'm gonna have to take off this piece in order to lift that up. I didn't think I was going to, but so close too. Oh. There we go. That's a result of not doing research before you do something, but we're still gonna get it done. That's freaking torqued. I'll look up the torque specs, put it all back together to make sure it's all right. There we go. That honestly should be enough. Or if I just lift up on this one. What is going on? There we go. Oh, the freaking dipstick gets in the way. Well, there you go. If you guys are doing this, take your dipstick out. So as you guys can see, I was able to keep all my oil in the engine. That's the benefit of tipping it over like this. And hopefully I can take off the pressure plate without having to take this off. I think it'll clear. So I'll go ahead and try to take that off and we'll see how it goes. And I can't even tell you guys how many pressure plates I've broken. Yeah, I think it should be in gear. There you go. Helps, yeah, put it in gear. But yeah, so when you're taking off a pressure plate, you always want to do it. You break them with a wrench, and then you want to loosen all of them evenly like this. Because what happens is these things can snap. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, these things will snap if you try to take them off. If you just do 1, 2, and then when you're on the last one, it'll snap usually. I only know that because I've snapped a few of these things. They're super sensitive. At least this is a brand new one, so it's not as sensitive, but there we go, pull it out. And there's our stock clutch spring. Literally nothing. Looks like an IKEA toy. There you go. These are the new ones. This is the old one. You can see I can literally squeeze those with my hand, no problem. And those are much stiffer. Should grab nice. We'll go ahead and grab all these old ones out. Go ahead and drop all these new ones in. Now I saw some people were replacing the pressure plate when they went with the heavier springs, which is probably a good idea. This factory one does not seem very overbuilt. So I'm hoping that these are gonna be okay, but we're gonna see. Because usually most engines are gonna have a screw on each of these, not just on 3 of them. So these are definitely a little underbuilt. There you go, start them by hand. And then you can do it with the impact as long as you're gentle, just to bring them down. You want to torque these correctly. Take them till they all bottom out, and then we're gonna look up torque spec. Busting out the torque wrench. It's great to have one of these little torque wrenches. They're super helpful. The torque specs are going to be 9 foot-pounds, which is 108 inch-pounds. There's 95, 100, 105, 6, 7, 8. Right there. This is the sketchy part. These things are so weak. I like to warm up my torque wrench on something that's not so sensitive. So I'll take my torque wrench and I'll go over to like this exhaust bolt that should be way more. Oh, it's spinning the nut on the back. Here, this brake bolt. There you go. And you there you go. Click it a few times, make sure it's warmed up. Get the most accurate reading. And then we'll come back over here and get these torqued down. See, that's like almost nothing. And see, it wasn't clicking before. Nice, 9 foot-pounds is enough to turn the engine on this thing. There we go. I'm just holding the rear wheel because it's not that much pressure. And I can get away with just doing it by the rear wheel. There we go. And anytime you're doing anything with springs like this that's like holding down, I like to go back and Do them again. Let's do one more pass through. There we go. Cool. I'll wipe down my gasket surface to make sure we get a good seal here. What do you guys think on the oil pump mod? Do you think I should do it? I'm still debating because I don't know. I don't want to lose my like factory oil pickup for like hard braking and stuff like that. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have done it and have had success with it not blowing up. All right, that should seal up nice. Yeah. See, then you pop this out. That'll make it way easier. I might have even been able to take it off without taking this off if I did that to begin with. There we go. A little bit of oil down there. And then the torque spec on these guys is gonna be 7 foot-pounds, basically nothing also. These will strip super, super easy. If any of you guys are curious about doing this job yourself and you're not sure if you can do it or something like that, this is one of the easiest jobs you can do, especially on a Grom. Super, super easy. Sick. Let's see how the clutch feels. All right, moment of truth. Let's see how the new clutch feels. Oh, nobody's home. I forgot to hook up the clutch cable. Well, I guess this is a good time to show you guys how I adjust a clutch cable. So, and then I'm gonna pull it out to where it's basically right to where it stops. You don't wanna have any tension on it, but you just want it to be no slack in that line right there. If you have tension on it, you'll wear out all your bearings. So you gotta find that fine line between no tension on it, but still tight. Okay, now we can see how the clutch feels. Oh yeah. That's actually way tighter than I thought it was gonna be. Wow, jeez. I'm curious to ride it now. The stock clutch was like literally nobody home, like awful. That actually feels like, that almost feels like, yeah, that's the S1000 clutch is easier to pull than that. Like it feels really stiff now. I think it'll also, it'll probably break in as like the metal kind of settles and everything settles into place. It'll probably be a little easier to pull, but that's definitely significantly harder to pull. I bet it's gonna pop up wheelies, no problem now. I could probably do second and third gear wheelies now, hopefully. I'll do the first ride video in the next couple of days, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But thanks for tuning into a video. I'll see you guys in the next one.